up, Pisces and Pisces risings? Welcome to your August 2025 Tarotscopes. Candace Marie here, back with a new video for you guys, and this is going to be your August monthly reading. Now, here's how it's going to work. I've got 4 different decks with 4 different spreads. I'm going to let you guys choose the reading that you want or choose the deck that you're most drawn to. We've got deck number 1 with a 3-card spread that I'm calling the Heart's Desire. This is all about insight into your relationships as well as your emotions and your inner fulfillment for the month ahead. Deck number 2, this is your Ambitions Call. This will be a reading on your career, your goals, and also your public life. Deck number 3, this is also considered your wealth flow or your financial reading, and this is all about your material security, your abundance, and your finances for the month ahead. And deck number 4 is your inner growth reading. 3 cards on spirituality, anything in regards to messages as well as self-discovery or healing. So the question I have for you, Pisces, is which one of these decks are you drawn to the most? I'll let you pick your deck. All right, we're going to start with the first deck and give you your Heart's Desire relationship spread reading. So let's ask the tarot, what does Pisces need to know about relationships this month? All right, we have got the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, and the Hierophant. My goodness. Obviously, as you guys know, we're coming into eclipse season pretty soon. September next month, we're going to have eclipses in your sign as well as Virgo in your relationship house. And it looks to me like a lot of you guys feel like you're really fighting the good fight. So 9 of Wands feels like an uphill battle. Like there is a sense of really reevaluating and kind of reassessing some of the relationship wounds or challenges or where you're not feeling supported by other people. This is a card that deals with perseverance and also kind of like pushing through and not giving up. This is also about kind of getting to a point where you're feeling like you have fatigue or you're kind of tired going round and round in certain relationship matters. Obviously, there's been a lot of action there with Mars in your relationship house recently. And maybe there can be the sense of really kind of deciding that you're ready to let go of certain relationship patterns and habits, maybe certain people. It can be romantic or platonic, and that this is a time where you're really feeling like strengthening and moving forward. Now, the right now card that you get for what's unfolding in relationships is the 6 of Swords. So it means you're in limbo. It can mean that you're like, well, we're not broken up, but we're not together. I'm not exactly looking, but you know, I am open. It can also mean that you're kind of in the beginning phase of kind of feeling something out in a relationship, trying to kind of see where you stand with another person. This does mean that this is about transitions and also like leaving something behind, but moving forward into something that's going to be more peaceful and smoother. This is also about being in a situation where you feel like there's a little bit of distance, or maybe there's some traveling or there's some separation, reevaluating and kind of deciding where you stand with another person. And the final card that you get is the Hierophant. So this can be a card that's dealing specifically with a Taurus. It can also be about situations revolving around marriage. So I'd be lying to you if I said a lot of Pisces and Pisces risings weren't going to go through a lot of relationship karma in the next month, as you see South Node eclipses going through your relationship house, clearing things out, and North Node eclipses in your first house, which is more about listening to your intuition and your own personal needs, as well as your own personal joy. So if you're married, you can be feeling like you're at a crossroads, you know, with your marriage. If you're in a committed relationship, you'd be contemplating whether or not that is the next step forward. The Hierophant can represent getting some kind of advice from someone. So talking to a counselor, you know, talking to a therapist. Maybe it means that you're talking to a spiritual practitioner or a religious figure, or even just like an elder who has some experience under their belt revolving around love and relationships. It is possible to take space or distance from something to reevaluate it before making any critical decisions this month, but it is looking like you're really serious about maintaining any commitments or any long-term partnerships and not really rocking the boat. Kind of seeing this as a season of change, maybe allowing the dust to settle for the next couple of weeks and recognizing and realizing where you feel like maybe you're close to giving up, but you're trying to stay true to the promises that you have kept. All right, so we have now got the second deck of cards, which is all about your ambitions, your career goals, your public life. So if you were drawn to this deck, we're going to see what the cards have to say on this topic for you guys in August. So what does Pisces need to know about their career? All right, so the cards you get are the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Coins, and the Four of Cups. There could be a little bit of professional disappointment. There can be some stuff that's coming up where you're kind of questioning whether or not you can trust a connection that you made professionally. So it can be a woman at work, it can be an earth sign like a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. There can also be a sense of kind of feeling disappointed or not really feeling fulfilled in some kind of professional partnership or dynamic. So the current energy is Seven of Swords, which is like, I don't really know which end is up with work. Maybe it means that, you know, throughout the retrograde recently, there's been some changes with your work schedule. There's been some changes with your day-to-day routine. Maybe you're questioning or doubting if you're kind of like doing what you're supposed to be doing. Or there could have been some inner office drama with somebody in the workplace and some misunderstandings and miscommunications. But, you know, Seven of Swords is a card of not necessarily trusting someone or feeling like there's some stuff that's kind of off or kind of shady. So the Queen of Coins can be a coworker, it can be a boss, it can also be about doubting or kind of questioning whether or not you have stability in this department right now. I will tell you, as the month, you know, continues, you're going to see things, I think, improve in the career zone. There's going to be opportunities to see things move forward, and your schedule might stabilize. But any misunderstandings that you've had with a coworker or somebody professionally, there can be a feeling of like coldness or distance with that person, or feeling a little detached with them. Obviously, this can leave you a little disappointed, maybe feeling left out. The Four of Cups coming up is kind of implying that there's either a social situation at work or there's like a professional kind of connection or collaboration. And you're kind of like, well, you know, I didn't mesh well with this person, and now I feel like I'm being overlooked, or now I feel like they're not taking me into consideration, or they're not considering me or including me. With Four of Cups coming up, I do feel like it's about not trying to fit in with the crowd, not trying to feel like you're going to work because you're there to make friends. You're there to actually get work done. And whatever situation has kind of transpired over the last few weeks, it's made you really look at your work dynamic and kind of question, do I like the people I'm working with? Do I feel like I can, you know, fit in here? Do I feel like I can trust some of these people? Perhaps maybe you feel like a little bit of an outsider, but to be honest with you, in order to participate in whatever's going on with the group dynamic, you'd have to get involved in the drama. You'd have to get involved in, you know, some of the gossip. You'd have to get involved in some of like the office politics. And I don't really feel like it's worth getting involved in. So even if you have to kind of keep a little bit of a distance for a little bit, I think it's going to be better. And I also feel like the situation with this person will cool out, but somebody has shown you their true colors. So there is a need for you to really recognize that and learn to kind of better decipher who you can and cannot trust, professionally speaking. All right, so we're going to move on to the third deck, and this is your wealth flow. So if you have any questions revolving around your finances, material, security, or abundance, think about your question, and we're going to ask, what does the tarot have to tell Pisces about this topic this month? Oh. Wow. This is very interesting. So it's mirroring a lot of the same cards that we just saw. So let me show you guys. Come on, tarot. You got the, and it was in this order, by the way. Queen of Coins, Seven of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So something going on with your career is also tied to your finances. And I don't know if it's like a relational issue and now you're questioning whether or not you're going to get the job, or if you're going to get, you know, recognition, if you're going to get the raise, if you're going to get the, you know, the recognition. Like there's something here that either you're doubting yourself and you're questioning whether or not you're going to actually be successful at what you're trying to do, or there's been some inner office relational issue. There's a problem with somebody in another department. There's somebody that you thought you can trust because they're coming up again. Queen of Coins coming up with the Seven of Swords. Pisces, give me some feedback. Who is it? Is it you, or is it somebody that you're dealing with? Because right now in the current situation, the mindset, okay, Queen of Pentacles, feeling secure, feeling safe, feeling good about your financial situation, or you're focusing on strengthening maybe something about your finances. Obviously, you got a little bit of a break right now. Saturn and Neptune are retrograding through your second house of money. So it's about strengthening your, I think, your sense of self, strengthening your self-esteem, knowing your worth. Maybe you get a little bit of like a reprieve when it comes to the financial kind of tightness, but that's only for a period of time. As we get to the beginning of the year, that's going to come back into your second house and you're going to have to get serious about money. So Seven of Swords is saying that there is some reason that you're not trusting yourself, or there is a situation where things seem like a little fishy with finances. Obviously, Saturn in your second house means that you're having to be really cautious about what you're expensing, and Mars going through your 8th house means that other people are going to be fighting you for resources, or there's going to be some kind of pressure. So you might feel like you can't trust a woman who you're going back and forth with financially, or you might feel like you're trying to really focus on stability and security, but somebody is doing some things that are sneaky. Keep an eye on passwords, anything with joint finances, anything connecting to online accounts. There can be things where there could be problems with people having access to stuff, or there could be fraud on accounts. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong. But it looks like you'll be able to bounce back from it. Whatever is going on, you'll catch it, because the Page of Swords comes up saying you're going to see the documents, you're going to see the emails, you're going to see something about a charge, you're going to catch something, and it's also going to give you information about security, about kind of creating more security when it comes to wealth, about also learning from a situation where maybe there was some kind of threat or vulnerability to finances. It also means that there can be messages that are kind of coming up, or that there can be conversations that you're having, documents, emails, phone calls revolving around a back and forth, and maybe somebody trying to ask you questions, or maybe they're fishing for some stuff. But it looks like you're really keeping your eyes on the prize with your finances. You're being really cautious and careful. You're not really being too trustworthy of other people this month. And you're also not leaping into situations without getting all of the information or the facts. So ask a lot of questions before you make any big financial moves. I think that the more that you're learning and the more that you're staying curious and kind of questioning how certain things have gotten to the way that they've gotten financially, maybe it means that you're going to have to be a little bit more strict if somebody is, kind of pulling on your heartstrings and always asking for help or assistance. You might be really quick to be like, you know what, something about this doesn't seem right. I got to kind of take a step back from this. I kind of have to, kind of draw the line. And it's going to be about being direct in your communication with your resources to better kind of preserve your wealth. And then the final deck that we have for you is going to be your inner growth spread. So if you were drawn to this and you want spiritual messages, or if you're in a process of healing right now, this is a reading for you. All right, so the cards that I get for you are the Three of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the King of Wands. I feel like this is about keeping an open mind and being open to making change. I think a lot of Pisces and Pisces risings, between having Saturn and Neptune in your sign and South Node of Mars in your 7th, is a lot of looking around going, I didn't really expect life to go like this. And whether it's in a relationship sense, if it's in a work sense, if you're feeling like maybe you always thought that you were going to be prioritizing relationships and partnerships, and now you're actually really enjoying having freedom and having peace. It can also mean for some of you guys that, you're actually a little bit more open. Jupiter and Venus meeting in your 5th this month can indicate that there could be big romantic opportunities, journeys, things that are inspiring in terms of creativity. And the Three of Wands means that you're just kind of heart wide open, and you're open to receive this month. So receive anything that is going to be outside of your typical kind of wheelhouse. So whether that's new relationships, hobbies, people. Your current state means that you're all about moving forward and having new experiences. Now, the Five of Swords coming up means that there is a little bit of friction. So the lesson with the growth within the opportunity is kind of not letting other people's hangups get in your way, not letting other people's frustrations, not letting other people's, personal problems, not letting their own kind of preconceived notions about the world impact you or how you see things. Some people might be a little combative. They might be a little hostile. You might feel like, you're wanting to kind of stand up to others, but other people aren't really giving you the opportunity to kind of go back and forth. This is about picking your battles and knowing, what's worth your time and your energy when it comes to confronting people or, trying to hash things out. You're going to learn that some people just want conflict. They just want separation. They just want to fight. And it's really a moment where you're being asked to like not cast pearls before swine, like not giving advice or not trying to help people who are just being like belligerent or being like difficult. I also think with the Five of Swords, it can indicate that, you're actually moving away from conflict. You're moving away from where there's been tension and that you're seeking peace in any way, shape, or form that you can get it. And you might actually have some support from a fire sign. So there could be like an Aries, a Leo, or a Sag that pops in this month that helps you with the process. It can be somebody who's like a spiritual guide. It can also be, somebody who you're traveling with. It can also be somebody who you meet through work. And the King of Wands is somebody who is very confident. This is also somebody who is going to maybe give you a pep talk and be like, you know what, don't let other people get your goat. Like they're going to do what they're going to do. Just keep pushing forward. And like somebody who's going to give you like this little boost in momentum and also in confidence in how you're carrying yourself. This can also mean that this could be somebody who's helping you with your career and that you're really channeling this energy of like fiery feistiness where you're taking chances and taking risks. And that can be in relationship to other people, but that can also mean that you're going and exploring things and kind of willing to go at life your own way and not feel bad about kind of walking away from people who aren't supporting the person that you're becoming. So I wonder who this pep talk is going to kind of be with this month that's going to leave you feeling inspired and maybe looking at some of your relationship dynamics a little bit differently. All right, Pisces. Well, I hope that was helpful for you and that you enjoyed this month's Tarotscopes for August. Please do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Consider sharing this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button below so you're alerted as to when I have new content throughout the next couple of months as we roll this out. Please also leave me a comment, leave me feedback, let me know how the readings resonate with you, especially as August continues. And if you guys want to see more about me or my work, definitely check out my website. The link's in the description below at beyondtheveiltarot.com. There you can book a personal reading with me, or you can check out my tarot or astrology courses. I hope you guys like this, and I'll catch you guys back here next month in eclipse season. Take care.